Good morning and welcome to my channel PawfectPastimes. My name's Amanda, my friends call me Ammo, and I live in Dorset in the south of England with my husband and my 3 dogs. It is Sunday the 13th and it's just gone 9:15 in the morning. If you're new here, welcome. You're very welcome. I hope you've decided to click subscribe and join me when I podcast. And if you've already done that, welcome back. Thank you very much. It's lovely to have conversations with you in our comment section. It's early. It's just a bit of a fortnightly catch up. I've been doing quite a few things, but mostly in the garden. As you can imagine, we have had a very, I think we've had the driest March in 60 years. And it has been beautiful. We've had a few cold spells. Some of the easterly winds have been bitter, but it's still very, very dry. And it is a little worrying now. We had a little spattering of rain last night and all the plants went, ooh. But it's starting to get worrying that we haven't had any decent amount of rain. But I have looked at the long range forecast and I do believe next week is going to be a little bit wetter, which, to be honest, we need. Let's start. I am wearing my Zyla tee. This is by Sandra Butler from Ravelry. I finished this one sometime last year. It was last year. And it is made in Malbrigio Silky Merino double knit in Pedras. This is the colour 862 Pedras. It's a lovely lightweight fabric. The patterning is quite simple. It's just a little bit around the sleeves and a nice bit around the collar. I have put a crochet line in on the inside of my neckline just to stop it sagging too much, but I do like this size of neckline. But it's ideal on a day like today when it's still a little cool, but it could get warm later. Hello, Blackbird. My finish this time round is my, sorry, I'm just looking at my notes, domino blanket. I did finally manage to finish this. I did talk about it in the last podcast, but I cracked on and finished. Ooh. There we go. It's a really good size lap blanket now. I'll insert a picture so that you can see it fully stretched out. I know quite a few people asked about this one. It's a 27 stitch cast on, and then you degrease for the diamond shape. I've made mine in Sirdar Jewel Spun in the colour Nordic Noir, and it took 4 balls to get this size, and I have 26 grams left. My finished size is 56 by 38, and along the bottom, I'll insert the picture, I have 8 points, and there are 10.5 diamonds up the side. And it's come out a great size, and I'm glad I bought those 2 extra balls from the kit. It would be quite a bit smaller. But the lovely thing about, I mean, you could do this out of scrap yarn, any yarn really, but the lovely thing about this yarn is all those colour changes are all done for you. So the only ends to do are little ones along the side, at either side where you start and you finish your rows. I haven't put it into circulation yet. I'm sure it will go on one of the sofas somewhere, or even on a bed. But it's a lovely yarn. It is acrylic. I've got, as you know, dogs, so I don't mind something that can be washed and washed and washed. But yeah, I'm really pleased to finally get that off the needles. I started it on the 1st of December 2022. We'd been to the Newbury Yarn Festival, Yarn Show, Southern Wool Show, and I bought the kit there. So it sat in a pile in a corner in a bag for quite some time, and it's one of the ones I decided rather than doing socks upstairs in the morning, I'd take this up, and I got on with quite a bit of it. So I was really pleased with that. I don't think there's anything else I can tell you. I did talk about it in a couple of podcasts ago, but I got 26 grams left. It's done on a 5mm needle. So quite a quick knit, really, if your mind wants something mindless. I think I just got bored with it after a while, so I've now got fluff in my eye. The other things I've been getting on with this past fortnight are my granddaughter's little jumper that she wanted to go over her jumpsuits. I'm making this out of James C. Brett. If I show you the patterning on the yarn first. I've got a lace along the bottom here. And this carries on. I have divided for the sleeves. You do it all in one as you work up from the bottom. I have divided on one side. I'm just working on the back now, and then I'll do the other front. But all the way along the front here is another lace going up the button band. The button band's still got to be added on yet. So yes, I've done one front. There's one front. The yarn is James C. Brett Stonewash DK, again acrylic, shade SW20 brown grey mix. She likes her greens and khakis, and I thought this was a nice complementary colour to go with those other colours. See the lace on the bottom there? Obviously it's acrylic. I can steam block it lightly when I've finished, and the lace will show better. It's quite an easy pattern and carried up the front bands there. So that's coming along nicely. Hopefully I'll have that before her next visit, and then I've got another one in the a bag at the side, which I'll hope to get on with at some point. And she'll be able to wear that through the later parts of the summer. Hopefully, I mean, it's quite big on her at the moment, but she'll have a little growth spurt. She's 11, and that'll take her through the winter quite easily, I should think. Another thing I've been getting on with is my Rachel Shawl by Jo of Twinset and Purl. This is growing fabulously. I'm about to lose some needles off my point now. There we go. I'm almost at the width it will be now. I think I've probably got another 5 increases, maybe another strip of this. You see the strips down the garter stitch there. I think there's going to be another one here, but this will block out and make it slightly wider. This yarn is from Helen of Nellie and Eve. There we go. And this is Summer Meadow. Helen uses yarn. Yeah, Wild Meadow. Sorry, not Summer Meadow. Meadow is 4-ply, 100% BFL, 100 grams, 440 meters approximately. Wild Meadow. Sheep to skein in under 25 miles. Single farm blue-faced Leicester. And it's all plant dyes as well. If you need to, let's hold it up the right way. Screenshot, and it's Nellie and Eve. She's been busy lambing these past few weeks, and I love the fact that she has the sheep around her property in West Wales, and she uses local farmers' fleeces and the plants that she can grow and find to colour these. It's so subtle. It's coming out really well on the camera, those colours. It's quite toothy, quite sticky, but it is softening as I'm handling it, and I know it will soften up. Though it is toothy, I don't find it itchy. It's quite quite wearable for me. I'm not overly sensitive, but I do get a throat itch like a lot of us do, especially when we get warm. So I'm probably about just over a third way, coming up to half, I think. I mean, that's quite a long piece, isn't it? And the best thing about this is that's about as wide as you get the entire time you're making it. So I'm not doing the whole swoop of a full shawl as you would normally, 500-600 stitches maybe. So that's quite portable. I've got it in my redesigned bag. I think that's a redesigned 10. But I have to be careful that I put the pattern on the top because I don't want the yarn catching in the zip with one of these. I'm a bit nervous with zips around my yarn. You may remember last time I had finished my Salty Days. I believe I got a chance to wear it on here. I certainly got to wear it and showed it on Instagram. And then my daughter came to Stade and loved it so much, she put it on and it looked amazing on her, so she's taken that one home. She's a blonde with blue eyes, and the blue just suited her so much, and she found it a nice size to wear, and she does look lovely in it. I'm really pleased. She did sort of hint at the fact that she wouldn't mind one for her birthday, so I thought, oh well, she might as well have that one. So as I am bereft of my Salty Days, and it does knit up fairly quick because you're on 5mm needles on an Aran weight yarn, I started another one, which Clarice is wearing for me here. She's just getting her feet stuck under my chair there. I have done the back. You do start here on the shoulder pieces, and then you work this yoke and this panel, this diamond panel, and to the eyelet section there. You then pick up along this shoulder seam, and you work over the shoulder. Then you do the other side, and then you make the neckline. You then carry on through the diamond panel, and then you join at the side. You can see I've just started the cable pattern there, so they are now joined. And this yarn choice was governed more by colour. I had a look around my wardrobe, and I wear blue constantly. It used to be black all the time, but John said wearing black at my age made me look a bit sallow, so I changed to blues and greys. But I do like the richer colour spectrum. I couldn't quite find, I looked at a lovely rich magenta pink and I wasn't too sure about it. And then I spotted this ruby colour, and I think it's exactly what I was looking for. It's an unusual yarn. It is Yarn Smith's Pebble Haze. Yarn Smith's is Wool Warehouse's own yarn. And I'd read some reviews of the Pebble Haze. This is a Pebble Haze Aran colour, ruby. That under the spotlights is quite bright. It is nearer this toned down colour. It's unusual in that it is a cotton core, cotton tube with acrylic blown through. I'm not sure if that's going to show up. I'll try and get my face out of the way. You can see it's a cotton knitted core and the acrylic is blown through that. It's a very soft cotton. It's not like a rigid garden strain kind of cotton. And the acrylic gives it a bit of strength, I hope. This is colour, eyes on again, 2L086 Ruby. Okay. I assume that might have gone into focus at some point or another anyway. It's very soft, but I did look around and the reviews on it were quite positive. I nearly went for the same merino that I made the other one in, but I like I said, I was very much governed by the colour. I wanted something red in my wardrobe. I am trying to get away from always choosing blues. I do choose a lot of richer magenta reds or darker reds, but not usually for wear, and the purples like in the domino blanket. So I made a conscious choice to choose the colour, found the Yarnsmith Pebble Haze, looked into some reviews. Kelly from Row and Cades did a review last year and liked it. I'm hoping it won't block too loose. She does say it takes an awful long time to dry, so I will be choosy when I do wash it through. I always wash everything through. It's been through your hands. Every single inch of the yarn's been through your hands. So I do like to just give it a freshen up as well as relax it for the pattern. At the moment, I am absolutely over the moon with it, and I've got to an easy part, which was handy with the golf yesterday. And I will be able to sit and watch it again this evening. With the conclusion of the golf, I'll probably just have it on my lap because it was very exciting yesterday. I will let you know how I get on with this yarn further. It's knitting up wonderfully. The next thing will be a comparison in size before and after blocking. That the Salty Days by Veronica Lindberg is a lovely pattern in the fact that you're doing the back section, the side, the front section, these rows. So it encourages you to want to go on to the next part all the time. And it is an hour on a 5mm needle. I'm hitting gauge very well. So hopefully that won't be too much longer on the needles. It's again, like this one, it's a lighter weight for cooler summer days, I think, but I can wear layers under it. I don't think I'll be using the 3mm for the twisted rib. On the merino for the blue one, I found that a little bit firm, a little bit tight. Yes, it blocked out lovely. Hello, sweetheart. But I'm going to try a 3.5 on this because it's quite a thick Aran. I know that sounds daft, Aran's Aran, but you'll know what I mean. So I might see how I get on a 3.5 as opposed to a 3 with that. And I will let you know when I finish. The other garment I've been working on for me is my Now Light by Elsybeth Judith. I bought the yarn from Blue Fern Yarns at the Southern Wool Show last year in September, I think it was, yes. And I did cast it on soon after that show, but then left it to the side because I wanted to do some more wintry garments. And I picked it up again on the 3rd of March this year. I totally unravelled it and started again. I'd literally just cast on anyway, so it wasn't that bad. This is the light version where I think you can just see the lace panels. If I take it off in a second, I'll show you. I did talk about it in my last one. The yoke is done all in the lace and ribbing sections, and what do you call that rib where you got the alternate one? I forgot. Anyway, I divided for the sleeves. I've done a little section of plain stocking stitch, and now I'm repeating the panel again. I'm at about 17 inches down, and I need about 22, 23 to the bottom of the rib. So I'm not too far off. I'll just finish these two panels. I've still got a little bit of the pattern section to go, and then I can judge how much ribbing I want to do. I think this is a Merino yak base by Blue Fern yarns, so this is going to block beautifully. Where I changed ball, because it's a hand dye, I did about 8 or 9 rounds alternating the yarns, so there was no hard line anywhere. If I just take this off camera so you can see the patterns closer. So there's the panel of lace and the ribbing, the broken rib. I think that's broken rib. Stocking stitch, ribbing, bit of eyelet lace, more ribbing, and I've just started the broken ribbing again. The pattern, you can do the yoke in the pattern, you can do the whole body in stocking stitch, but as this is a 4-ply on, I think I'm on 3.5mm needles, no, 3mm needles. I decided the other option with the panel of patterning at the bottom again, and I'm going to do the same with the sleeves, I think. And I'm going to go for the long sleeve version so that it's a lighter weight one with sleeves for intermediate days. There is a short sleeve, a long sleeve. You can do the sleeves plain, you can do the sleeves with patterning. So it's quite a versatile little garment really to wear. The beautiful mulberry yarn. This is, as I said, the Merino yak base, and it's nice and soft. Be interesting to see how that blocks. Okay, I think yes, I've done everything knitting. I haven't done anything crochet. I must get some of the blankets out. I have taken my land wrap upstairs instead of doing the domino blanket in the morning, and I'm doing a few rows on that now and then. I'd like to get that one finished because that will be a lovely summer evening warm throw on. But the light mornings mean we're usually up and about quite early now rather than hanging around in bed waiting for it to get warm. So that slowed that down a bit. And my Sierra blanket is just sitting in a corner, as is the canal boat. Those are both crochet. I should really get them out because sometimes I fancy using my hands in a different way because I get sore knuckles with the arthritis. So that's all the yarniness, and I'm now going to talk about some stitching I've been doing. After my last podcast, when I had a good look at what I've been doing, I really got my head down and finished my Owl and the Pussycat goldwork piece by Jenny Aidan Christie. It does come as a kit, but it's literally you've got to do all the work. There's nothing done for you, so it's literally little tiny spools of thread and gold and purl and backing fabrics and very good instructions. And I have been doing this quite some time, and then it just sat in the corner because I have to concentrate so hard on this. I have a very good lit magnifying lamp. It's helps so much to have it lit specifically on the area that I'm trying to work on. But my head down, I get very, very stiff neck and burning sensation at the back of my neck, which leads to vertigo. If you trap a nerve in your neck, you get the vertigo. So I'm very cautious on how much of this kind of work I do now. But if you're on my Instagram, you'll see I did put this on there, and here it is, totally finished. And I hope it's focusing for you, okay? It is quite a tiny piece. Thrusting at the screen makes it seem quite a lot larger. The silk work on the owl, this is all silk. The little handmade guitar. The cat is all needle lace with one strand of silk. There's beading and sequins. Some little sequins used as sheeshas up here. Mesh work, lots of gold work. Now I have mounted this onto mount board. It's done in archival mount board with archival glue. It can come away, and when you look, you can see the underpiece there. I've cut a bit strange, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my framer to mount it right up to the edge there. So all that will be covered, and all this will be covered along the top here. Just showing the edging of the book frame there. The book cloth is a strange thing because if you pierce it, you get a white mark. And you can... Jenny has some books made up of the Owl and the Pussycat that you can then mount this as the book's cover. But I didn't want to do that. That would be a nightmare to display in my home. So I'm going to get my framer to mount this like she has my other gold work pieces. She's incredibly sympathetic to 3D pieces. It is quite 3D, especially like the little peas here. And the guitar, that is a very fragile, very, very thin piece of wood with strings on. So I think I'm going into town later this week. I will drop that off to my framer and see what magic she will wand wave over this. She's amazing framer, so I'm very lucky to have her in my local town. And that will be the next stage of the Owl and the Pussycat. I do have Jenny's other kit, the Parham Owl, over there, which I've been toying with getting out. I'm still resting the neck a little bit really first, so who knows, when I see you in a couple of weeks' time, I may have that underway, which would be good. The other stitch I finished was Angelica's Easter apron. I did hand stitch all of this one rather than on a machine this time. And I am going to make her, I think, because I like her to carry something. Because the rabbit's got this little trailer with Easter eggs in, I think I might make her a little basket and pop some little mini Easter eggs in for her. She's wearing it now because she wants to show you. I made her a new little spring-like wreath for her hair, rather than the more wintry one. And I'm even thinking I may even make her, because I've still got the pattern, a more summery dress. I may just do that. Her wings are flobby because she's relaxed. But her little wardrobe has grown quite well. I think we will have one more apron to make, the summer one. So I'll see what fabrics I've got that I could make possibly a summer apron with. Maybe. I'll look into that anyway. So that's Angelica's apron. This is an Angels Among Us by Liberty Bell, a company in the UK, and this is done as a monthly subscription. You get the doll, then you get the clothing, and the aprons each month. There's 7 aprons if you want them. Otherwise there's the 4 seasons, but you can add Easter, Christmas, Halloween. And I think it's nice to have the full set. And of course once they're stitched and you don't have to do them again. But you can always add other things like I'd like to do. So there she is, sitting up there with Froggo and the sheep. You can only just see Froggo there. I'll just turn you there. She is there. And I think that is about everything I've been getting on with this month, because I had just been busy in the garden. I have done a couple of little tiny pieces on my quilt as you go quilt that I want to do in the blue and white, or white with blue. It's in my case to take away or outside or anything ready should I be ready for it. So not in a rush. It will happen when it's ready. My gifting I did for my 1,000 subscribers a few weeks ago. I did the drawing 2 podcasts ago on podcast 21, I think it was, and I haven't heard anything. I've kept my ear to the ground and my junk box empty, and I've checked and checked and checked, but I haven't heard anything. So I will now put in all your names into another comment picker, YouTube comment picker, and I will insert the new winner here. Now, if this is you, my email address is, I'll put it on the screen now, but it's also down below. If you contact me on that email address, PawfectPastimes@gmail.com, then we can start chatting about getting the shawl and Noodles the gnome to you, and hopefully you'll enjoy them. I'm sorry the other lady didn't come forward, but these things do happen, and I hope whoever it is enjoys their 1,000 subscriber gifts. This week I've been, like I said, mostly in the garden. Not a lot else has happened really. I've been playing golf. Fabulous weather for playing golf. The balls are running so fast, we're getting silly scores. Next week there is I've got my glaucoma eye check and a couple of other things going on, but I'll probably be in the garden a bit more. More golf, yeah. And a few other bits and pieces with the dogs. Gwyn's back at school. She does a Saturday morning school for young ladies. She's doing a trick school this time. She's done the puppies and the teenagers, and now she's doing trick school. So we're learning all sorts of things. She absolutely loves it. Her tail doesn't stop the whole time we're there, and then she lets off steam when we get home. But she's such a good girl, and I don't know where they've all gone today, but it's very quiet. Saw a brief show of Remy come in, and there's no Willow on her perch, so it's been very quiet. Just me and the birds. I hope you're all having a lovely month, whether you're coming into spring or in autumn, and your weather is being kind to you. It is beautiful weather, but if we do get the rain that's promised next week, I'm looking forward to that as well. The garden really could do with it. I'm actually starting to have to water the actual garden, and I don't very often do that. Most of my garden plants I've made into plants that they survive, but I've got some new plants in, and of course you have to water those to keep them going. So that's all for this time. I've got a few podcasts to catch up on myself. So have a lovely week, rest of your week, and I will see you again soon. stay creative, stay safe. Bye for now.